Hey everyone! So this video is going to be about how to use generative AI to accelerate and enhance SEO content while still keeping a human in the loop. So what you're looking at right now is my ChatGPT screen, and I have the screen up on custom GPT. So in just a bit, I'm going to show you the exact steps you need to take in order to create this tool. But before we get started, I just want to kind of give you a little bit of a background here. So as you know, SEO content writing is a critical piece of driving quality traffic to your website. And it's really an ongoing process, right? You can't just do it and be done with it. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And I think this is probably one of the most time-consuming parts of a marketing strategy is really building out your blog post calendar, then building out individual blog posts that all have alignment with your business and marketing needs. And as you know, the posts themselves need to be really expertly crafted, right? You need to inject those H1 header tags or H2, H3 header tagging. Images need to be tagged correctly. The content needs to flow really well and be engaging and helpful to users. And then in terms of Google, they need to meet that EAT rating that Google looks for, which is the experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. So there's a lot of considerations that need to go into creating those blog posts and the entire kind of roadmap. So what I'm going to show you today is a workflow and a tool essentially using ChatGPT to use AI to assist and generate ideas based on a blog content calendar and then individual blog posts for that calendar. And it will include image generation as well. So that's quite exciting. And I'll show you how you can generate images and get those tagged correctly as well. This strategy can be adapted to other content creation needs like social media posts and calendars and even video, right? For your YouTube channel, you can use this to get ideas for content for video. And what I want to kind of stress is that the key here and the focus here is to generate better content, not more content. So it's quality over quantity. The last thing we want to do is put out a bunch of crappy content. The internet has enough of that already, and we don't need to be contributing to that. So really the deal here is what we want is to be able to free our teams up to be able to focus on the actual content, the quality of it, and let AI help us do the thinking behind the planning of it, right? So we're going to save ourselves a lot of time and thinking power, but there still needs to be that human in the loop. And that's where your marketing team comes in. So now they have the luxury of time to be able to review, edit, enhance, and finesse the output that AI gives us. And the quality of your final product is going to be so much better and more effective in a fraction of the time, right? From an SEO perspective. So let's go ahead and get started with the tool. I'm going to jump right in. So we're currently looking at my paid subscription of ChatGPT. So you will need a paid subscription. It's $20 a month. And you can jump in here and you can create your own custom GPTs in here. So you'll go to the GPTs tab and then you'll just hit plus create here on the top, and that will allow you to create your own custom GPT. So from there, I'm going to show you the GPT that I've created already. So once you start creating your GPT, it's going to ask you for some information. The first thing is the name of your GPT. I've given it a meaningful name, and then a description of your GPT. This description is really important. It's not just for your purposes. It is actually to inform the AI algorithm. So make sure you give this description a meaningful title. You can copy mine, and I can provide all of this set of name, description, instructions in a downloadable document for you. But for the purposes of this, we can just walk through it. So the purpose is to assist in creating a blog content calendar focused on SEO optimization, right? That's the description. And then let's jump into the instructions. So these are where it's really important to give the GPT an awesome prompt, a very detailed prompt so that it can do what we want it to do. So here's the prompt that I'm using. I'm going to read through it because I think it's really important. You are a digital marketing specialist for a franchise gym brand. And we are going to, just so that you know, do this for a fictitious gym brand that I've been using in my examples up till now. We'll continue on with the theme of FitPro. So this is a fictitious franchise brand that I created. I have a bunch of synthetic data that I asked GPT to create for me. obviously you would use your own brand's information here. So it's for a franchise gym brand, FitPro, specializing in value and convenience-based fitness. Your task is to revamp the blog strategy with compelling SEO-optimized visual content. Create an SEO-optimized blog content calendar with suggested prompts for DALL images. So that's where the image generation is going to come in. Next step, identify key themes and topics. Based on current SEO trends and keyword research, use the keyword analysis data provided to optimize the blog topics around high-volume, low-competition keywords. Identify key themes and topics relevant to FitPro brand for the next 6 months. Now, actually, what we can also do here is we can update this to say for the next however many months, or we can let the user decide when they ask the GPT to do this, how many months. So you can definitely tailor this to be open-ended and not necessarily be for the next 6 months. Then we've got here, consider seasonality, industry events, and emerging trends. Monthly focus and weekly topics. For each month, establish a primary focus aligned with the identified themes. Then break down the monthly focus into weekly blog topics, ensuring they are diverse yet interconnected. SEO keyword integration. For each weekly topic, suggest primary and secondary SEO keywords. Provide guidance on how to integrate these keywords naturally into the blog content. DALL image concepts. Propose ideas for DALL-generated images for each blog post. These should complement the content and be SEO-friendly. Include brief descriptions for each image concept, considering alt text and captions for additional SEO leverage. Content structure recommendations. Offer suggestions on blog post structure for each post, such as headings, subheadings, and paragraph lengths, optimized for SEO and readability. Engagement and call to action. Advise on how to incorporate elements that drive engagement, such as questions, interactive elements, and effective call to action prompts. And then finally, performance tracking. Recommend metrics and KPIs to track the performance of each blog post, focusing on SEO results and user engagement. So as you can see, the instructions are really detailed, and these are critical to getting a good output from the AI engine. And then I just put some conversation starters. These are really what you'll see here when you go to use the tool or when somebody else goes to use the tool. And so these are kind of thought starters. I've got in here, create my 6-month blog calendar, or I need a 3-month blog calendar, or I need a 12-month blog calendar. And we'd probably need to change that little detail in the instructions to kind of be more open-ended in that case, but that's fine. So that's really all we've done in terms of instructions. And then finally, and this is really important as well, is we upload our knowledge. And our knowledge is a set of files that we need ChatGPT to know about. And it's currently, for the purposes of this, I've uploaded market research for the brand guidelines so that it knows what kind of images it should be generating and what kind of tone of voice, all of that good stuff. I've uploaded the 2025 marketing plan document for this brand. And then I've also uploaded a CSV file, which is keyword research around gym franchise keywords. So you'll upload your files in here, and it will automatically select the capabilities needed in order to create this GPT. And once you're ready, you'll just go ahead and hit update. No actions are needed here, so you can ignore the actions. All right, so let's give this a spin. I went ahead and created this, and I went ahead for the sake of time and prompted it and got the result already. So I just want to step through what it gave me as a result of my prompt, which was create my 6-month blog content calendar. So here's what it did. Now, you'll notice that it output the result into this document. If I click on this, this is an actual separate document, and it's called a canvas, and it's a relatively new feature in ChatGPT where it allows us to view the document because it's pretty substantial, but we can ask for updates and edits in sections of this document if needed. So as we review this, if we decide that something's not quite right, we can just highlight it and then ask ChatGPT right there to change that for us or tweak it for us. So it's really handy when you're working in a collaborative mode with ChatGPT. So we'll see what it's done for us here. So it's given us a month by month blog calendar starting with January. And if we scroll down, we'll see each month for the next 6 months laid out. So each month, as we asked it to do, has a topic. So January is New Year, New You. We've got February for heart, health, and strength training. March is spring into fitness. April is functional fitness and everyday strength. May, mental wellness and fitness connection. And then June, summer fitness and outdoor workouts. So you can see it's put some really nice thinking behind the monthly topics. And it's also used what we gave it as the knowledge base to come up with this, right? It's not just blindly done this. It's looked at our marketing calendar. It's looked at our keyword research, and it's really understood the brand and come up with these monthly topics. And then it's given us for each week an individual blog post that comes under each of these topics. So for week 1 in January, it's going to be Kickstart Your Fitness Journey, Small Steps for Big Results. And now it's diving deep into the structure or the anatomy of that blog post. So it's telling us that the keywords we should be focusing on here are beginner workout plan, fitness motivation, and how to start exercising. These keywords have been derived from our research document, our keyword research document that we uploaded. So it knows that these have SEO value, and this is what we should be optimizing towards in this post. Next, it gives us an idea for an image. So for this, it's asking us to put a bright modern gym with a diverse group of people smiling while exercising. We'll look a little bit more into the image in just a little bit. And then the structure of the post. So it talks about how we should structure the post to be easy to read. So we want an introduction around New Year fitness goals, a step-by-step guide to starting small, and then an encouraging CTA, such as claim your personalized fitness plan today. So as we scroll down, we see more posts for week 2, 3, 4, et cetera, et cetera. So this is really powerful because now we can have our team work on this in more detail. Now, I will say the next step for this could be that you ask GPT to actually write the blog posts for you, right? But I want to stress that you want to be careful not to just take what it gives you and publish it. At that point, once you've asked GPT to write the blog posts for you, you should have a member of your team or an expert in your business, in your brand, go through, read them through, and really edit them and update them to be higher quality and to be more brand friendly. Because essentially, while ChatGPT does a really good job of writing content, I mean, it reads really well. We all know, we've seen the types of content it can come up with. It's colorful language. It can be really good at being on brand. I still would say that the level of most of the output is kind of college grade output, right? It knows really well how to do a beginning, a middle, and an end, and how to really embellish the content to read well, as I said. But I do think that it needs elevating before we can publish it as a brand. So that's my caveat there. So let's talk about the DALL image, right? So I love the idea that now we can ask ChatGPT to create an image for us, because when we do that, it can really help with not just the look and feel of the blog post, but it can also help us with the alt tags and the captions on the images. So it hasn't done that specifically yet. It's giving us ideas of images. So let's take it to the next step for the images. Let's pick one of the images that we like here to see what happens in terms of asking GPT to generate the image. Let's try this one. I like this one. For week 4 of January, the topic is building healthy habits, how to make fitness a lifestyle. The keywords that we're optimizing for: healthy fitness habits, lifestyle change fitness, sustainable workouts. So let's ask ChatGPT to generate this image for us and see how we can incorporate this into our blog post. All right, so I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to say, please generate an image for this post description. Okay. And then I'm going to also add, please also provide alt tag and caption suggestions. All right, give that a whirl. So while it works on that, bear in mind, it's using the DALL generative AI engine or model here. The images that it will give us are going to be good quality images, very colorful, very kind of, descriptive images, but they're not going to be photographic quality. So just bear in mind that if you're looking for photographic quality, there are other tools that can do that for us, that, images that actually look like they're photos that were taken. And I'll dedicate an entire podcast on that. But for the purposes of today, I think this is really, really nice. Here's what it's come up with. It's an image, just as we asked it, of a lady getting ready for the gym. It looks like she's got a suitcase packed there as well, but she has a gym bag. But I mean, this kind of gives us the idea of what we're looking for. And we can always ask GPT to refine the image, change the image, etc. And we can even upvote or downvote it here. So this is great. It's also suggested an alt tag for us. Professional woman packing a gym bag in a modern bedroom, showcasing a morning fitness routine. That's great for descriptive means in terms of telling people what that image is. And then the caption, start your day with a strong, well-prepared gym bag, morning routines matter. So this is great. And then when we go ahead to compile these posts, it's going to be really easy for us. So if I go back here to that post that we talked about, let's see, here it is, week 4. When we build the post, it's going to be so easy for us to kind of put the title at the top, right? Use the content that ChatGPT developed for us when we go ahead and ask it to create the blog post for us, and then inject the various images. This is one image. We could also ask it for a couple more just to kind of break up the text content of the blog post. And we already now have the alt tag and caption in there for us. The next thing that we could also do is when we ask it to create the blog content copy itself, we can ask it to provide us the H1, H2, H3, etc. tags so that we have all of that ready for us to go. And then, of course, we have the human in the loop that will make sure that everything is up to snuff. So I think this is a really, really great way to use a custom ChatGPT. And what I want to kind of also remind you is that there's a whole process behind having to upload the content and the blog and everything to our CMS, right? Whether that be WordPress, Drupal, whatever that happens to be, that needs to happen as well. And I think this is where we can either automate the process once we're ready to go with the human checked content, or we can use an offshore team to do that for us so that it's more cost effective. So really just kind of building in some guardrails here to where we're automating things that can be automated, but at the same time we have that human touch to it, and then uploading it using either an offshore team or some automation on the back end with your technology and tools. And one final note that I would say here is that when you do publish your content, publish it slowly. Right now, what I showed you is a perfect example of one piece of content per week being published as a blog post over 6 months. That's great. I would be very wary of publishing dozens and dozens of pieces of content in a very short time frame, because that's going to raise a red flag to Google. When Google suddenly sees that, okay, before you were only publishing one post a week and now suddenly you're publishing dozens a week, right? That's a red flag to Google, and that could ding you in terms of SEO. So be very careful about the rate and the velocity at which you start to upload these blog posts. And you can obviously ramp up slowly. I think that would be less of a red flag to Google, but just be careful about that. All right. So I hope this has been helpful, and I hope that you have gained some value out of this. Let me know if you have any questions, comments. I'd love to hear from you. And of course, if you found this valuable, please give me a review and subscribe to my channel.